Welcome back. Once again, we're joined by the mayor of New York, former mayor of New York.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
You flirted with the idea for the past 12 months to run for statewide office in New York. You were originally going to run for Senate, but you had some health concerns back in
Right.
2000.
Right.
2000 and what?
2000.
2000.
Right.
Why not this year? Why not?
Well, I
2010?
never actually flirted with it this time. I was
Okay.
pretty much
No.
convinced I didn't want to run for the Senate, didn't want to run for governor this year. I didn't think I had the time. I have a lot of commitments to my law firm, to my security business that I couldn't get out of. I didn't have the internal enthusiasm to do it,
Okay.
which is what you have to have. So I never really seriously thought about it at all. I mean, from the minute it came up, I said,
Were you still exhausted from the '08 campaign?
No. Well, maybe I was still reorganizing my life
Okay.
from the from the '08 campaign. Not really exhausted. I'm very well rested, and I feel great. And I travel around the world, and really enjoy it. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I didn't feel that I either could or wanted to put aside everything I was doing, which is what you have to do, to run for either one of those two offices. But I'm very active in the campaign right now. I just came back from traveling to about 8 different states, and I'm on my way to traveling about 5 more on behalf of Republican candidates. And I'll see. Maybe I'll get re-involved in politics in the future. But I stay involved as a private participant, supporting candidates that I agree with and that I like.
In New York, for the race for governor, you haven't come out and endorsed the Republican nominee yet, I believe.
Correct.
Carl Palladino.
Right.
Is there a reason why you originally endorsed Rick Lazio?
Right.
But he lost in the primary.
Right.
Is there a reason why? Are you going to come out in the next?
Well, here's the strange situation. Of course, I've known Rick for many years. I supported Rick when he ran for the Senate. He really took over when I got sick. And I supported Rick when he ran for Congress. I supported him when he ran for the Senate. He talked to me at great length about his running for governor this time. I think I was there when he announced, if I'm not mistaken. So I was a big supporter of Rick Lazio. The other 2 statewide candidates, Wilson and Donovan, I know.
Okay.
And both of them came to me and talked over their. I've never met Mr. Palladino.
Okay.
He's never talked to me. He hasn't asked for my endorsement. Maybe he doesn't want it. So, I would have some questions that of him. I mean, I didn't like what he did when he made those remarks about the gay pride parade.
Okay.
I thought those remarks were extremely insensitive, and I thought they betrayed a certain lack of understanding about people who are gay and lesbian. I mean, he seems to think that it's a choice, and everything I can tell in terms of science and everything else is it's an inclination. It's a he has apologized for those, so good. We can move on from there. But this is not a candidate that you would, from afar, necessarily say, "Well, I'm just going to jump in and endorse him." You have to talk to him and get to know him.
Before we let you go, real quick, in less than 30 seconds, what do you think about the Senate Republican nominee, DiGuardia?
Don't know him that well either. Okay. I mean, I knew him a little bit better, and I haven't been asked by him. I know Joe from the past, but I haven't talked to Joe in a very long time. I generally support candidates who call me, ask me for my support, and then we talk it over. And sometimes I'll support people because their campaigns are so clearly the correct choice, but neither one of these gentlemen have asked me. I'm pretty active in the controller race. I just spent a day in Buffalo with the candidate for controller, and the candidate for attorney general is a very good friend of mine. And I'm spending a lot of time on his race and a lot of time on the congressional races in New York.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mayor.
you very
It
much.
was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Good
joining
interview.
us for this
Thank you.
special broadcast.